Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are tuning in from. I'm George, coming at you from Coffee Break with George, your daily nugget of news for your feed. Brought to you today by powerfiber.co.uk, because staying connected should always come first. If you thought 2025 was wild, buckle up, because 2026 has already decided to skip the small talk. Over the weekend, while most of us were nursing New Year's Eve hangovers, President Trump apparently woke up and just said, you know what? I'm going to grab myself a president. That's right. America just speed ran regime change in Venezuela. If you blinked over New Year's, you might have just missed it. Roughly 150 aircraft deployed, a series of strikes, and within hours, the Venezuelan president was no longer in Venezuela. Now, he's reportedly sitting in New York holding facility wearing noise-cancelling headphones, looking like he's stuck on a Delta flight from hell with no snacks. Trump's explanation was really simple. We're running Venezuela now, just temporary, to fix the drug problem. All drugs flooding America, the illegal ones. Not our opioids and the fentanyl. Those legal ones, big difference. Beautiful pharmaceuticals, big business, great business packaging. Oh, Medicare approved. The international community concerned. Translation, that's literally an invasion. The administration disagrees. They call it a targeted drug intervention with tanks and jets and, of course, oil incentives. To understand how we got here beyond the simplistic answer of oil, we need a brief look at the history. Pay attention. This part matters. Early days, America's favorite gas station. In early 19,000, Venezuela hits the oil jackpot. US companies rush in, Standard Oil, Gulf and Friends, like it's the biggest Black Friday sale of oil of the century. They drill, they pump, they profit. Venezuela gets new roads, schools, better healthcare. No, don't be silly. They get the privilege of watching their oil leave the country to make a lot of corporations rich and maybe a t-shirt. Classic agreement. In 1976, the breakup. Venezuela says, we're done. The country nationalizes its oil industry and creates PDVSA and takes control of its resources. Foreign companies are compensated. This is legal under international law, like ending it with your billionaire boyfriend and covering the costs of his private jets. It'd be really salty, but you've done everything by the book. Fast forward to the 2000s. President Chávez says new rules, PDVSA owns the majority now. Some countries agree, and others, ExxonMobil, Coconut Phillips, slam the door, sue in international court, and win billions in compensation. Oil beef turns political. Sanctions pile up. The economy collapses faster than a crypto-influenced credibility in 2022. Fast forward to yesterday. The US says Maduro is a narco kingpin, flooding America with drugs, launches a large-scale strike, disables defenses, special forces descend like it's a Netflix action plot. Maduro and his wife are taken to New York to face drugs charges. We're running things temporarily. Our amazing oil companies will fix the infrastructure, billions spent, oil's flowing, America reimbursed first. Translation, occupation light, now with an extra crude. Justification, drugs. Maduro is accused of cocaine trafficking. Cocaine is bad, no argument there. But the deadliest drug crisis in America today isn't cocaine, it's fentanyl. Synthetic opioids kills tens of thousands of Americans every year. According to US law enforcement data, Venezuela fentanyl essentially none. Major sources are actually Mexico with chemicals from China. Invading Venezuela over cocaine while ignoring the real opioid crisis It's like spraying your garden for weeds while your roof is on fire. Meanwhile, the US opioid crisis was fueled by legal pharmaceutical companies, legal prescriptions, and regulatory failure. Illegal drugs, invasion. Legal drugs, lawsuit, and rebrand. And finally, fashion. Images of Maduro's arrest circulated online. He was wearing a nice number, a great Nike Tech Fleece tracksuit, comfortable, practical, extraditional, chic. Trump posted the photo. Internet responds, drip check. Within hours, the exact grey tracksuit sold out online. Larger sizes disappeared first. Nike issued no endorsement. Capitalism issued a big thank you note. At its core, this story isn't really about drugs. It's about oil, power, and who controls the underground. Add elections, sanctions, migration, ideology, and the new Nike fashion, and you get a New Year's and weekend rage. Without the history, this looks insane. With history, still insane, but disturbingly predictable. Trump says it's temporary. History says, good luck with that. Good night, and maybe fill your gas tank just in case.